Greeting to all my friends and our lecturer, Dr. Floriana. So today, our group 7 will present on a case study on the fire safety in historic buildings in Slovakia. Here is our group member, which is Rastiana Vivi, Ruva Neswari, Prince, and myself, Iqbal Arif. So for the first presenter, I will give it to Rastiana Vivi to present on her part as the safety and health officer. Thank you.
Hello, as the first presenter, I will present the part of Safety and Health Officer. The general duties of a Safety and Health Officer is first, to ensure compliance and to promote a safe conduct of work. Second, regulatory responsibilities of Safety and Health Officer are specifically preserved in the Occupational Safety and Health Regulations. The Safety and Health Officer should be able to advise his employer so to achieve the objective of protecting fellow workers from construction work hazard. Safety and Health Officer has specific knowledge on OSH legislation, occupational risk assessment, preparation of safe operating procedure, monitoring the effectiveness of control measures, encourage worker participation, and continuously improving to ensure sustained compliance to OSH law. Next, I will move to the part of disaster storytelling, which is the fire disaster of the Krasnohorka Castle in Slovakia on 10 March 2012. On Saturday, 10 March 2012, smoke was spotted billowing from Krasnohorka after the final tower of the building on Saturday. Emergency service has deployed police and army and 84 firefighters to the scene. The fire was caused by children who carelessly handled free flames near the castle hill. They threw a burning object into dry grass that ignited. As there was strong wind, fire spread rapidly onto the combustible castle roof covered by wooden shingles. Krasnohorka Castle consists of 3 buildings. The original upper castle dates from the 14th centuries. The middle and lowest castle were built later by the original owners. The original roof structure consists of timber truss covered with wooden shingles. The lower and middle castle has vault ceilings. The upper castle has tail-bearing ceiling structure with a wooden flap. The castle has stone and brick external walls. The Gothic tower contained a water reservoir of about 66 cubic meters, meanwhile the upper castle contained fire water hose system and wall hydrants. For the safety equipment, power fire extinguishers were installed in all space. Fire safety in the castle before fire included passive fire protections, roof space has no accidental fire load, and timber truss members were treated with fire coating in 2000, and active fire protections, which is electric fire signalization, is installed in the roof space. However, its protection was not sufficient considering the outside source of fire, climatic conditions, and burning rate of dried roof timber. During the fire disaster, there are 2 challenges they need to face. The firefighting was slowed down due to the road that was badly accessible for the fire brigade, where there is only one access road leading to the castle. And second, the water source was far from the burning area and it was not possible to use the water reservoirs in the castle. In conclusion, this fire disaster has brought many damage and loss. First, the fire affected mainly the Gothic castle that was restored in 1982. Second, as the part of sealing down, some exhibits such as swords and other historical weapons were destroyed. Third, the castle building suffered fire damage, especially on its construction. The total damage was estimated at approximately 8.05 million euro. Next, there are some issues that I need to focus as the Safety and Health Officer. First, data from Fire and Rescue Corporation from 2013 to 2017. There are 2,450 buildings of historic significance in Slovakia by electric fire signalization equipment, fire extinguisher, internal and external fire cogs, and firefighting measures applied in the building operations. Related to the fire training of employees who stayed in the building during the operations, each employee is trained how to eliminate fire in its initial phase, evacuate persons, and inhibit and call the firefighters. Next, Fire and Rescue Service report in 2018. There were 40 fires in such heritage buildings in the last 10 years. The most common cause was negligence, technical failures, or deliberateness combined with the fire risk at the time of the building operations. Next, Acts of the Slovak Ministry of Interior number 199/2009 on fire protection. Buildings operator is obligated to work up, keep and maintaining the fire documentation according to the current conditions and ensure it is respected. Each owner or administrator of a listed building should determine a qualified person who will be responsible for respecting all operational and organizational measures related to fire safety in a building and will keep and update the fire documentation. Person provide and take regular prophylactic fire inspection of firefighting equipment. Fire brigades regularly carry out training exercises in significant listed buildings to check their firefighting skills, means and method and the accessibility of fire equipment in buildings. Above measures, the real fire protection in most historic buildings in Slovakia is weak and fire alarm systems are not located in all buildings. For the analysis of fire safety, is primarily focused on firefighting equipment in terms of its location, availability, and functionality as well as on staff readiness to use it effectively. For the most common deficiencies found during the fire inspections or in analysis of fire cause in such buildings are as follows. First, missing or non-functional electrical fire alarm. Second, non-functional hand fire extinguisher or their bad location in terms of accessibility at the time of fire. Third, missing capacity, insufficient or unmaintained fire hydrants. Fourth, access road badly readable for the fire brigade due to insufficient road width and the reinforcement of badly designed crossroad. Next, employees inadequately trained for firefighting and missing fire documentation determining evacuation plans for employees, visitors, or exhibit. Next, insufficient maintenance of public space in terms of fire spread, location, and storage of flammable materials in the immediate vicinity of the buildings. Moreover, improper handling with the heat or ignition source, that is heater, wedding kits, and handling with an open fire where smoking is prohibited, technical defects in electrical installations or other equipment, and incendiarism and vandalism. In conclusion, it is not always possible to prevent fire in a building despite the implementation of fire protective and operational measures, especially in unforeseeable natural disaster. If fire safety measures are kept at all levels of protection, it is supposed that the building does not collapse with fire. But if the fire safety measures are missing, neglected, or non-functional at the time of fire, it often causes big artistic and architectural losses. That's all from me. Next, I will pass to Princer for the next part.
Hi, I'm Princer and now I will be presenting the causes of the fire accident in the view of hygiene technician. The causes of fire that happens on one of the historic castles in Slovakia named Krasna Horka can be classified into two categories, which is latent condition and active condition. Latent condition is a physical condition that usually hidden, or it can be referred as less apparent failure in the design of the organization, system, building, the environment, or the equipment until they are triggered by an event which usually cause serious consequences. For the latent condition, the first factor is environmental factor. During the time of the incident, the strong wind had caused the fire to spread rapidly toward the castle. The second factor is organizational influences, where the practices of the operator is affected directly by the decision or regulation made by the upper management or the government. In this case study, there is no legislative standard is applied to the construction of building in terms of fire protection during the Middle Age. The fire safety measure only stated about putting off fireplace at night and cover the fireplace to prevent air access to the hot ash. So it seems like the law and regulation during that time does not really effective to prevent a fire incident from happening. Next is inadequate resources. Based on the case study, the firefighting was slowed down due to the road that was badly accessible for the fire brigade. Unfortunately, there is only one access road leading to the castle. This caused the fire brigade to arrive late at the location. Other than that, water source is also far away from the burning area. Although the castle have water reservoir, but it was not possible to use the water reservoir from the castle because it is not sufficient considering the outside source of fire, climatic condition, and burning rate of the dry timber roofing. Moving on to the active condition. Active condition is an unsafe act by the operator. The first one is inadequate surveillance by the castle operator. The unsafe act was committed by the visitor who carelessly handled free flame near the castle and accidentally caused fire to ignite. However, the castle operator is also at fault because they did not monitor the surrounding regularly. The fire accident could be prevented if there is monitoring is being done and someone could have seen the accident and take quick action. Next is incomplete safety measure. Based on the case study, the castles are well equipped with fire protection like fire extinguisher, wall hydrant, fire water hose system, both passive and active. However, it only focused on the internal protection. The castle operator could have set precautionary signage to make sure visitors are more aware of their action, for example, displaying the smoking prohibited sign. Besides that, the landscape area is also not properly maintained by the castle operator, which contribute to the fire incident. The last active condition that caused the fire is the building material. The castle is built with flammable and combustible material. This material caught fire easily. It allows thermal radiation, toxic gases, and smoke to spread faster. So that's all for the causes of the fire incident. We will move to the next slide.
Hello, my name is Ruvanishwari Anapampa Subramaniam, metric number 67605. So here I would like to highlight on what ergonomics are. First of all, let me introduce you the definition of ergonomics. So an ergonomics is a professional who studies, designs, and evaluates human work systems with the goal of optimizing the performance and safety of those systems. And ergonomics is also proficient in accident models. And moving on to the next slide. So I have highlighted the accident causation models and frameworks based on the article. So this model and frameworks can be divided into three groups. First of all is the sequential accident models, and second is the human information processing models, and thirdly is the systematic accident models. So accident models is a set of belief in which accident occurs in a system and finding out the cause that made such thing to happen. So these are the accident and followed by the four examples given from the article. And moving on to the recommendation. So I've stated a few recommendations based on the causation of the accident models from the systems. So yeah, and lastly, in order to ensure the high standard of fire safety in heritage buildings, three main parties should work cooperated, namely the building owners or administrators, building occupants or users, and authority bodies. Therefore, it is essential that all of them must have a good awareness on fire safety. And in a nutshell, ergonomics encompasses the relationship between humans, machine systems, job design, and the work environment. That's all from me. Thank you. And I would like to pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Iqbal Arif bin Ismail with number metric 66168. So today I will present as a boiler main character that I have been chosen, and the thing that I will present is about the damage suffered of Castle Krasnahovka in Slovakia. So first of all, according to the report from Slovakia National Museum, the rooftop of the castle are totally destroyed, and some exhibits such as swords and other historical weapons are also destroyed. Next, the interior exhibit in the lower and middle castle and the Francis Museum survives without harm. So overall, 90% of all historic exhibits were saved, including contemporary photograph or furnished castle premise from the turn of the 19th and 20th centuries, oil paintings, and various ornaments. So apart from that, the new exhibition in the Gothic Palace and the bell tower with three bells have been melted because of the fire. And the castle building suffered fire damage, especially on its construction, and the total damage was estimated at approximately 8.05 million euro. So for the reconstruction of this castle worth around 35 million euro, and it took almost 7 years to complete its construction. And
will be open to for the tourists. So at the next part, here is the item where is the damage suffered because of the fire at the castle, which is the tower bell and three bell melted, 10% of historical collections such as sword and other historical weapon. The rooftop of castle is completely destroyed. New exhibition in the Gothic palace, artifact from 19th to 20th century, and the total damage was estimated at approximately around 8.05 million euros. So that's all from me. Thank you.